Hello and welcome. Welcome to Three-Legged Dog Yoga. If you're new here, I'm Lindsay. And today's class is low to the ground. So have you ever just had one of those days where you really want to get on your mat, and you really feel like stretching, but you really don't want to commit to all the movement and you're a little tired and you kind of just want to lay down? Well, this is hopefully to bridge the gap. So we will be staying completely on our mats, no standing postures, nice, super chill, not very long, just enough time to kind of say we did it. And that is important in our busy lives. So without further ado, let us get to it. Let's begin our class today at the back of the mat. We'll start in child's pose. So I'll leave it up to you whether you prefer the knees together or the knees apart. That is entirely up to you. For me, I'm going to do my knees apart, and then we'll just crawl our hands forward and drop the forehead to the mat. And we'll just hang out here for a few breaths, starting to just arrive on our mat, knowing that even though today's practice is to the mat and it's close to the floor and it's not very long, that we still showed up. We still made time to be here. And just accepting any win, no matter how small it may feel. And as we sit here, let's just start elongating the inhales and the exhales. And really relaxing the body down to the mat. Spread the fingers out nice and wide, place the palms firmly into the mat. And on your next inhale, let's send the hips forward, coming through a tabletop position. So checking in, placing the hands and the wrists underneath the shoulders, hips are over the knees, and our toes stay tucked. And we'll start moving through some cat-cow here. So on your own breath, on the inhale, we arch the back, look up, and then on the exhale, round it all out. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And for the last 3 breaths, I invite you to just add any movement that feels good here. So maybe rotating the hips, maybe making little circles with them one way and then the other. Maybe looking over alternate shoulders. Just finding some movement in the back and in the front and the chest and the shoulders. And on the last breath, let's just come back to center. Awesome. Let's place that left hand firmly down into the floor. Take a big breath. Inhale, right arm up. And then exhale, thread it underneath that left hand. And here you want to check in with the hips. Make sure we're not falling over to the side, to the left side. And then maybe moving that left hand, finding a comfortable spot while the right cheek kisses the mat. Just finding a nice stretch into that right shoulder. Untucking the toes if that's a bit more comfortable. And staying 2 more nice, big, deep breaths. With each breath, relax a little bit more into the posture. And then if you move to your left hand, let's place it underneath that left shoulder once again. Tuck the toes, press back up, coming back through our tabletop. Give you a moment to set back up, and then when you're ready, let's take an inhale, raise that left arm, exhale, thread it underneath the right. And again, maybe placing that right hand just a little bit higher up, checking in with the hips, and then relaxing into this. Keeping the breath nice and bright. Try to keep the inhales matched with the exhales. One more deep breath. And then let's place that right hand underneath the right shoulder. Wait for the inhale and then press back up to tabletop. Awesome. Walk the hands forward, and as we do so, take a breath. Big inhale, lift up. And then exhale, sink it down, drawing the chest towards the mat. And if you can reach the chin to the floor, you're welcome to relax the chin on the floor. Coming into extended puppy. Really pressing those hands into the floor on the inhale, and then exhale, relax down, maybe just a little bit deeper. On the next inhale, press through those hands. Drop the elbows down. We'll send the hips back just a little bit, coming into Sphinx. So just taking a moment here, roll the shoulders back, chest presses out. And if you'd like to add on, you can press through those hands and straighten the arms. Making sure there's no pinching in the lower back, no pain. And then exhale, we'll drop those elbows back down to the mat. Let's place our hands underneath our shoulders, bend through the knees, send the hips back for child's pose. You can do either the same you were doing before or switch it up. Wherever you are, just finding that nice relaxing spot again for a few deep breaths. And then let's slowly start rolling up our spine, one vertebrae at a time. Dragging those hands across the mat. Nice and slowly. And then stacking the bones one by one, coming all the way up to seated. Awesome. Let's roll onto our sit bones now. Scooch a little bit forward on the mat here, so you're about in the middle. And let's sit up nice and tall for one big breath. Bend into the knees, and then we'll exhale, come into a gentle forward fold. Extend those knees down as you see fit. Just bringing a nice gentle stretch into the backs of the legs. We're not working on going too far into this. We're just bringing the backs of the leg into this practice today. So no worries if your knees are generously bent. And then on the inhale, come back up. Let's release the hands, and we'll come all the way down to our backs. Place the soles of the feet on the floor, about a hand's distance from your hip bones, from your sit bones. Take an inhale, draw that right foot up, cross it over. For some, this may be enough. If it is, you can stay here. And if you'd like to keep going, then on your next inhale, let's bring that left knee up towards the chest, and we'll grab behind the left thigh. If you can reach for the shin, you're welcome to do so. But I will say, since it's a very chill practice, even if you can reach for the shin, sometimes it's nice to just back off a little bit. Even though we can go somewhere, it's nice to just do it in a bit of a more gentle fashion. So wherever you are, just breathing a few more nice, big deep breaths. And then exhale, let's release that side and we'll switch it up. So plant the right foot, wait for the inhale, draw that left foot up, cross it over, and then once again, let's draw that right knee this time towards the chest. So trying to keep the sit bones down towards the floor, so we're not curling the tailbone up towards the chest. We're keeping it pressing down towards the floor as we draw that right leg towards the chest. And always breathing, always keeping that nice rhythm of breath. If you ever find yourself getting out of it, losing it a little bit, just come back to the breath. No worries. Just find your way back. And then let's exhale, drop both feet back down to the floor. Let's shift our hips over to the left side and just drop the knees wherever they fall over to the right. Extending both arms out wide or cactusing the arms, whichever is more comfortable for you. And if you'd like to add on, you can also take the gaze over that left hand, keeping the left shoulder pressed down to the floor, not worrying if the right knee, or not worrying if the knees touch to the right. And drawing that left hip away from the left shoulder. A nice long line in this twist. And then bringing the gaze back through center. Let's inhale, come back all the way through center. Shift the hips over to the other side. And on the exhale, drop the knees to the opposite side. Once again, checking in with that shoulder, making sure it's sticking nice, glued to the floor. And then we'll bring our gaze, if you'd like to, over the right hand. If not, gazing up towards the ceiling is just fine. Maybe closing the eyes. And just enjoying everything this twist has to offer. Inhale, come back through center. Draw those hips back to neutral. And then we'll bring our hands to the outer sides of our feet, coming into happy baby. So either that or you can grab the big toes. If you can't reach, shins are fine as well. Whatever is more comfortable for you. And we'll just start swaying the legs a little bit, side to side. Trying to draw that sacrum, that tailbone down towards the floor. And just taking a moment to have fun with your happy baby. This is a silly pose. It's meant to be silly. So don't take it too seriously. And then we'll find some stillness. Nice big breath in. And big sigh out. And then we'll draw our feet back down to the floor. Let's hug our knees in nice and tight and just rock ourselves up to seated. Just coming in to a seated pose of your choice, sitting up nice and tall, closing the eyes. And we'll close our practice today with one nice sigh. So let's exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Exhale, sigh it all out. Gently opening the eyes. That is all for our practice today. I hope you feel a little bit better, and we'll see you next time.